And it all starts when you go to the front door, It all starts when you go to the front door, only to be confronted with two cops who look at you as though they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. They ask you your name, and your answer doesn't make them feel any better. Their faces just get even longer, so you wait. Your left hand on the doorknob, your right holding onto the TV remote, and finally you're asked what's going on. And they ask if you're married to Judith Pellequin, and your voice is louder now. Your voice is shaking now as you repeat your Christ, what's this all about? Question. Then one of the two, finally dares look at you in the eye. He explains. You listen, at first incredulous, then frightened. Next, in denial, of course. You'll stand by whenever you're confronted with something you don't want to accept. And you say, that's impossible. And you say that you spoke to them an hour ago, and you hammer at him in the tone of someone who will brook no opposition. But the officer states they were discovered about 30 minutes ago. You're still in denial. You cry, no, several times. You even try to close the door on them. But they stop you. They enter gently. They try to calm you. But you walk away. You pace the room. You yell, there's been a mistake. You notice you're still holding the remote. The TV is still playing the sports DVD you're watching with such pleasure a short 5 minutes ago. And suddenly, your legs won't hold you anymore. Suddenly, you collapse. You fall. You drop to your knees. Your sobs, your cries, your hands pull at your hair, and all you remember of the officer's verbiage is the last part. That you must identify their bodies. You spring to your feet. Yes, you absolutely have to see them. Now, right now. And you climb into this cop car. You drive to the hospital. But when they show you Judith's body, your frenzy dissolves. Turns into bitter, futile tendrils, dispersing through the universe. And when you recognize Beatrice, you start to cry again. But you don't recognize the third body. It belongs to a boy of 2 or so. But how to tell whether this is Alexis? The face too disfigured, too destroyed. But then you notice a birthmark on his left thigh. And from that point on, you founders into such hysteria and such confusion that they have to inject you with a tranquilizer that plunges you into a night's long sleep. Then you wake up in a strange bed in a hospital room. You turn your head and see Jean-Marc, Judith's older brother, his tie undone, his features haggard. He notices that you're awake, draws near, hugs you. You both cry for a moment. But you want to understand. You want to know more. You ask for explanations. So Jean-Marc tells you painfully, with frequent interruptions, to blow his nose, to regain control of his trembling voice. But you grasp the main thrust. Judith's car fell into a ravine of that damn winding road you've taken so often, in the hairpin curve that you know so well. The car rolled several times as it fell before hitting a stone wall below. Was it Judith's who missed the curve, or a car coming from the opposite direction that took the curve too wide and forced your wife to veer off the road? The cops don't know, but they're leaning towards the first hypothesis. There was, after all, a sheer layer of ice of the road, and if another car was involved, more likely it would have stopped. But there's no way of knowing. The police are investigating in any case, but you stop listening. Your head turned to the window, your gaze bewildered, and you mumble that you don't have it in you to look after the formalities, funerals, all of it. You're simply incapable. And you burst into tears, saying, you'll never be able to. It's just too much, too much. And Jean-Marc takes your arm. Jean-Marc tells you, you'll look after everything. Jean-Marc, always so generous, so helpful. And you observe him for a moment, perplexed. You turn away, your gaze unfocused and distant. Silence, green walls, a voice over the PA, the intercom, coughing in the hallway. And when finally you speak, I want the funerals held soon, before the weekend, as soon as possible. Thank you.